What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. I'm back here with another poker video, hand review video, all that fun stuff. Want to start off the video with a different kind of intro thing. I don't know. It's just a sped up video recording of me walking through Twin River Casino and going to the poker room. So yeah, I don't know. Want to try something different and new. But anyways, guys, playing 1-2 back at my home stage. Not playing 2-5 anymore, but playing 1-2 today at Twin Rivers. And we got a couple interesting hands. Oh, actually, a good amount of interesting hands. And of course, you can see it tough in the title. We're gonna go over the one where we get three ways all in, and it's like an $800+ pot, which is a fairly decent size for a 1-2 table. So we'll see how that one goes. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but let's get into the video. Hopefully you enjoy. So the first hand of this session that I'll go over that I was pretty much a part of. So I'm starting off, the effective stack is like $300, and we're in the cutoff position. We look down at Queen 9 offsuit. So it folds to the hijack, and he decides to limp. So given that, it seems like he's pretty weak, and I wanted to just kind of bet $10 there for a decent sized hand for this kind of late position and stuff. So only the big blind calls and then the hijack calls as well. So we're three ways to the flop. Flop comes Queen 7 Queen, so it's a pretty good flop for us. So checks around. When it checks to me, I decided to check because there's just no way that anyone would probably call with this kind of board. So checks around, and turn comes the 2 of diamonds. So the big blind checks. The hijack decides to bet $12. Maybe, I don't know what the hell he would have had. Maybe he wants to just kind of isolate and try to take it down right then and there. But I don't go anywhere. I call, and the big blind calls as well. So we're still three ways to the river. That comes the King of Clubs. That being said, I really thought that would be a good card for me. Hoping that someone would have a king and probably would bet it or something like that. So when it checks to me, I decided to bet $25. Hoping someone to call, but they both end up folding, so I scooped that one up for the first hand of the session. So, whoopee. So the second hand we have here, I'm just going to be flat out straight with you. This is a horribly played hand that definitely could have been avoided. I could have done a lot better at this, playing it a lot better, but I'm in middle position with King 10 offsuit in a straddled pot, so when it's action onto me, I decide to limp, and everybody limps as well, and it was a 7-man limped pot to the flop. So that's all it is. That was the action pre-flop. So flop comes King Queen 7 with 2 spades on the board. I don't have a spade in my hand, but I flop top pair, which is not horrible. So early position, he decides to lead out for $25. I make the call, and then 2 other people behind call as well. So eliminated 3 people from the flop, and yeah, I don't know. So we're 4 ways to the turn, and the turn comes 10. Not a spade, which is good. So I flop 2 pair, or turn 2 pair, which is pretty good. And when it checks to me, I decide to bet $35, and then the 3 other people call behind as well. So I really thought I would isolate people, but once 3 people called, I figured someone should have a straight. Ace Jack, maybe not Ace Jack. They wouldn't limp in this straddle pot, but I guess Jack 9 would. So I was really focused on that. Really forgot about how there were 2 spades on the board, and the river came, the 8 of spades, of course. So I totally forgot about the flush. I was really focused on the straight. That was literally all my attention was. So when the 8 of spades comes along, I totally forgot. So the early position, he leads out for 55 again. I should think that was pretty fishy, but given my 2 pair, I thought, I figured I'd like to see what he had for some reason, because I really didn't think he had a straight. And of course, the flush is on the board. So I decided to call, and everyone folds, and he turns over 7-5 of spades for the flush. So my 2 pair isn't good. I don't know if I could have avoided that, but I think I really could have just thought better, because my entire mindset was, he has a straight, that only a straight beats me, because obviously he doesn't have king, queen, or anything like that. So I don't know. I think I could have done a lot better job, but I might have been able to avoid it if I knew the flush was on the board. But anyways, that's what happened. Lost that one there. So the next hand here gets super interesting. Not much to talk about really, but we'll go over it. Ace 3 offsuit in the small blind. I have the ace of clubs in my hand. So we get 5 limpers to me in the small blind. I'm just trying to isolate a little bit in early position. Don't really want to have like 7 people in the pot. So I bet $20 and really didn't do a good job of isolating when 4 other people called. So still 5 ways to the flop. Flop comes 8, Jack, 10, all clubs. Given that I have the ace of clubs, I'm not really feeling too bad about the situation. So I check just because, you know, I'm just going to check. Then the big blind next to me checked as well. Under the gun +2 next to act. He ends up shoving for $280-ish. Yeah, I don't know. 280. I guess I don't think he had that much money in front of him, because he was just keep saying, "Oh, I'm a small stack, whatever." Like, he's just complaining about the size of his stack the whole time playing. I don't understand, but he shoved for 280. Then the other 2 people fold. Action's back onto me. I don't know, man. I said fuck it. We're just gonna call, because there's no way that sizing is way too big for a flop like this, and I'm just holding the ace of clubs. So I'm just hoping for the best here. I'm absolutely hoping for the best. So then the big blind, who is a drunk, stupid player with 1100 in front of him, he jams all in. But given my stack size, I literally had like $25 behind or whatever. So obviously I'm gonna have to call that. There's no way I'm folding. But this dude, my big blind to my direct left, he's so bad. He's drunk. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he's playing every hand. So I'm just calling with that. Absolutely, there's no way I'm folding. So we're 3 ways all in to the turn and river card. Turn gives us no help with the 10 of diamonds, unfortunately, and then the river, thank God, comes out with the 2 of clubs. So the big blind to my left, he screams, because the entire time the dealer was flipping over the board, he was just in my ear asking if I had the ace of clubs, if I had the ace of clubs, if I had the ace of clubs. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna tell you. We'll see. So he screams. He flips over ace queen offsuit with the queen of clubs, and I flip mine over, and we scoop that massive $800+ pot there. So that was amazing. That was probably the highlight of my session. 3-way all in, rivered him. Thank God. And the dude, who the original caller who got stacked, he had king 7 offsuit. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's doing with king 7. He had a gut shot, maybe, but he just really wanted to bluff at it, and that didn't work out for him. So he got stacked with king 7 off. What a stupid bluff, honestly. But yeah, scooped that one up, and that was a huge monster pot. Love to see that club come on the river there. So after that monster pot, the next hand I get into, I'm in the hijack position with queen 10 offsuit. 2 limpers to me. I decided to limp. I'm in position. Just gonna play the hand and see what happens. The cutoff, the button, and the blind's complete. So we are 6 ways to the flop of queen 7 9 with 2 spades and 1 club. So then the big blind bets $10. He leads up for 10, and then the middle position calls. I am not going anywhere with top pair, so I decide to call as well, and the small blind calls. So 4 ways to the turn. Turn comes the 4 clubs. I'm not holding either spade or club, by the way, so it doesn't really help me out at all. So it checks to me. There's 2 flush draws on board here, so I'm going to bet 25, and only the big blind calls. So then the river comes the queen of clubs, which is great, ish, kind of good. Backdoor flush gets in there, but I get trips. So once the big blind checks, I checked it down. I don't know why it checked. There's no reason for me to check, but I wanted to show that I had something, I guess, but really should have bet. Wow, that's so. Now I'm just thinking about reading over my notes. Man, that's so bad. What am I doing? Yeah, there's no reason for me to check. I guess I was really scared of the backdoor flush at the time, but I should have bet something. Should have at least bet $1. My goodness. Yeah, so that happened. He checked it to me, I checked, and I obviously scooped that one up because he didn't have a club with it. So the next one we have here, we look down at queen 10 of diamonds here, under the gun. So I decided to just open for $10. Let's make the pot a little big, I guess. Then we get 4 callers. The big blind who has like $31 left. He shoves for $31, which makes sense. I didn't think of him as a pretty good player, so I once he shoved for 30 and there's just so much dead money on the table already, I decided just to try to isolate and raise it to 110. Given this, I didn't want anyone to call with that huge sizing there. I only have queen 10 of diamonds, and I just wanted to scoop the additional, $40? 4 callers, there's $40 on the board, and then his 31. So, I mean, there's already like $81 on the table. So, I figured I'd rather just scoop up the money there, make everyone fold, and luckily everyone did fold. Didn't really want to play like a side pot with queen 10 of diamonds. So, given that, the board comes ace 10 jack on the flop, which is amazing. All right, I flop bottom pair. There's no way I was winning that board or winning this pot. So I'm happy I isolated everybody. And then the turn came in 8, and the 5 came on the river. So I win that one, scooped that one with a pair of 10s. Once I showed, he said he had like a lower pocket pair or something like that. So scooped that one up, and yeah, I think I played that one well, actually. I'm pretty proud of this one. I think I played this hand well, but I don't know. I guess you guys can let me know in the comments below, I guess. So the last notable hand of this session we have here, I have 2 5 of hearts in early position. So when action's onto me, I decide to just limp because there's no reason for me to do anything besides limp with this holding. So it ends up being an 8-way limped pot to the flop. Gotta love 1-2 action here because it's just so interesting. But the flop ends up pretty good for us. It comes 3 4 5 with 1 heart. So flopping top pair with backdoor flush and open-ended straight opportunities. So when the under the gun bets $15 and then under the gun plus 2 or plus 1 shoves for $41, it makes it an easy call for me, I think. I was thinking of either raising. I think I probably would have had better luck raising this one, given I realistically don't want to see any card come out again, because I think most cards will hurt me. So yeah, that really doesn't help me out at all. So I decided to call, and then 3 other people call behind, so the pot is getting fairly big, fairly big for this 1-2 session here, but. When the turn came the queen of clubs, it checked to me, and I decided to check it back just because I don't want to put any more money on the table. I mean, given my stack size is probably around 400 or 200. It's somewhere between 200 to 400. I didn't write it down, so that's stupid of me. But I didn't want to make a notable sized bet because the pot is already at like 200-ish. So, I mean, I'd have to bet at least, in my opinion, I think I'd have to bet at least $50 to do anything. Or there's no, yeah, at least $50 just to make the bet. Because anything lower is just dumb. So I really didn't want to bet $50 when I have just 1 card to see. So I checked, and fortunately, everybody else checked as well. So I'm super happy about that. The river came a 6. Completing my straight, which is amazing. So when it checked to me again, I bet 125 in the middle position. He was pretty short stacked. He called with like $60 left, putting him all in, and I scooped that one up. So I think I got lucky on the river. I think I think he might have had the queen. That's the only thing I think he would have called with. So lucky I rivered him for the straight and pick up that fairly big pot. So all in all, it was a pretty good session for me. I ended up being up 450-ish. I only played for like 5-ish hours. I would have loved to play more, but the dude, that big blind man, he was just so drunk and so fluctuating and just so bad. I really want to take all his money, but I couldn't find a good spot to do that in. But anyways, I ended up 450 on the session, which is great. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. I really appreciate the likes, especially if you made it this long into the video. And love your feedback on the hands I played. I think I'm improving. But you guys are obviously the judge of that. So let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Later, boys.